G'day everyone and welcome back to Hoyeon. We are now at the start of day 3, end of day 2, and we have been grinding hard in the game. We are currently in chapter 17. We have pushed the storyline all the way to chapter 17. We have Sewa up to 7.5k combat power. So we're doing pretty well and we have been grinding out quite a bit. We have leveled up our clan to 22. This was mostly achieved by doing your regional goals, so make sure you go do them as soon as possible as you get a lot of EXP towards increasing your clan. One other quick tip for the clan is people should focus on upgrading their soulstone collector as well as upgrading the good eye as well as the, I think it's down here, the eyes of the hawk skills in their exploration camps. This is going to give us a lot of soulstones. Soulstones are used for so many different things, so you're going to need a lot of them early on. As you can see in the region goals area, we have done Bamboo Coast, we've done Everdusk, we've done Pondskip Vale, we have done Songshu Isle, and we have done the Tormund Range. We are now into Scorching Sands, which unlocks in Chapter 17. We are a little too weak to really AFK this right now, so what we are going to go do is strengthen up our characters and make them strong enough so that I can just AFK a lot of this stuff on the side. From the free summons we got yesterday, our box honestly hasn't really changed. We didn't really pull anything too special. The one thing we did do was we eventually got enough crystals to get our Sewa to imbue 5, as well as we maxed out our Hongbi, as we needed another damage dealer, and I didn't really pull anything else. The guild filled up on day 1, so we don't currently have any more spots. However, just want to keep in mind that people will always quit the game. So for example, there was a person who hadn't logged on for like 10 hours, some of the other people 17 hours. If these people don't log on by tomorrow, then they'll just get kicked, so we will always probably have another spot in the guild. If you are interested in joining, feel free to message me in-game. My name is Nemi4, and we can get you into the guild later on. I started accepting some of the requests that I think the guild would be able to do. Hopefully some of the other players will start leveling up so we can start doing some of the harder guild requests in stage 3 as soon as possible. Sometime on the weekend, most likely on Sunday, we're going to try and knock out our guild raids. This is just a great way to get some of these guild coins and contribution points, which will help us level up the guild as well as allow you to buy freebies in the shop. To help you guys push through the chapters as quickly as possible, I decided to write up some basic teams that each of you could use. Just keep in mind the first slot is going to be your main damage dealer. The second slot is going to be either a secondary damage dealer or a very useful unit. Third unit's going to be a tank. Fourth unit is also going to be either a tactical unit / damage dealer. And fifth unit is always going to be your healer. In most cases these days, you don't really need more than 2 healers if you're running a tank. I do think the tank is still probably the better lineup, but you could run double healer if you really wanted to. For fire, I recommend taking Sehwa. Sunsu, if you don't have Sunsu, just use Chawung. Ukaha, Chawung or Hongbi with a healer. For light, you're going to use Inlang, Salki, Golden Deva, Chejina, and a healer. For dark, you can use Mushin, Guihan, Dura, Ayura. Ayura is a master tier unit, so she is not as easy to obtain. If you can't get an imbue 2 copy of Ayura, then just use anything that you have a lot of copies of just in the meantime, and then just chuck in a healer. For poison, you can use Yura or Somyong with Astor, Yonkai, Dark Striker, and a healer. For water, you're going to use either Yusol or Harin. For the X spot, you can use Yusol if you're using Harin. Then you're going to run Gwen, Gwon, X, and Boren. You're going to get a lot of water summons, so you're most likely going to use Boren over Uwon in this team. Now, there are some characters that are overall great in pretty much every team, so if you do get them to imbue 2 or 3, I would honestly just swap them into any of these teams into the 2nd or 4th slot. So for example, if you get Sansu, Doyul, or Yunma Fei, all of these units are fantastic and can be used in pretty much every team. These are basic teams, guys. Once you get further on in the game, your team compositions are going to change quite a bit. You'll want to add in master and special tier units later on when they've been upgraded. Now, it's very easy to +6 elite tier units, and it makes them quite strong early on. They're going to be much stronger than master tier units until they are powered up to probably around imbue 3 or imbue 4 anyway. So you're going to prioritize using these units just until you start strengthening up a little bit more. one thing you should definitely be doing if you can clear it is push these single dungeons. All of these give drops that are guaranteed gear on the first reward, which makes it super easy to power up your team very, very quickly. So just on the second day alone, we ended up pushing up to, I think it was this one here, Ironheart Jungshi, but we haven't completed Jungyong just yet. So we will start pushing this even further. I think from today, we should be able to get up to Yonkai, so that should be pretty good. As long as your combo power is similar to the recommended amount, it's going to be quite easy to clear most of these anyway. The only thing you need to keep in mind when clearing these single boss dungeons is what is the weakness of the boss, and just check for any recommended units. This is just going to make it super easy for you to clear it at any point in time. For the party bosses, you just want to do your first clears for now. However, later on, you're going to want to save your tickets to start farming the more expensive ones, because we're going to have to craft level 35 rings, which take a lot of mats. So for today's gameplay, what are we going to do? We're probably going to push the main story chapter to around chapter 20 if we can get there. We're going to keep pushing the mine training. Hopefully we can get to around chapter 6. We'll see how it goes. The last thing we definitely want to be doing today is keep on pushing your single bosses. Hopefully we can get up to Yonkai, and that way we can start decking ourselves out with epic gear, which is going to be a decent boost to our account. Last part of today's plan is we're going to start working on the astral maps. These are a great way to boost just the generic stats of all of our characters. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our main team and we're going to just start clearing some of the achievements so that we can unlock the nodes. A lot of the nodes give stuff like skill books as well as clan points. So pretty much everything here is just going to power up your account. That's going to be all for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Chayoga.